66 Candida Court, Mandela Mount, Vicar upon St Agnes. Dear Nanny Spencer, thank you for the lovely card. Oh, I think Sabrina's going to pin it up on her wall. I painted over the raster stripes, but her bedroom is still red, green and gold, as she told me those colours are her roots. I said they might be half her roots, but the other half's red, white and blue, so we compromised. We send love and some new clothes for Nelson and Cheryl Marie. I'd like them to wear something from me other than a made-over box pleat out of that frock I sent you.
Here we go.
The dungarees can be let down if Nelson continues to elongate. Aren't the baby trainers sweet? They're £30 in the shops here, but my ex-neighbour from the trailer park, Yasmin, gets them by the caseload from one of her clients who's a footwear specialist. She lays her hands on all sorts of things when she started doing nights.
Oh, a two-slicer. Come on, babe.
You're certainly embracing your role of head cook and nappy washer wholeheartedly. Sounds to me as though your goodwill is being rather exploited. I can't speak for Leslie, but Karen is, and always will be, a taker.
I'm back in a week, Mum. Don't wake up.
Late as what? She can wind people around her little finger, or in some cases other parts of her anatomy. Presumably that's why it's on display when she goes clubbing. In no time she'll be in some other unsuitable liaison, and perish the thought, another type of club. Well, I hope she doesn't think she's going to move in here when she comes back with Nelson, or indeed get any other kind of benefits. The new welfare reforms are going to penalise single mothers if they don't try to get work, and Karen's a complete stranger to employment.
Granny!
You'll have to take up your writing again, creative or not. Not. Well, you'll need something to while away the long hours on your own. Of course, you'll have the children. And I adore Sabrina. Woof, woof, said Spot. Meow, meow, said Puss. But there are times when I long for a grown-up conversation. Classical music, art, even double glazing. Oh, we've finished painting the rest of the flat, and it's now a tasteful terracotta and very peaceful. Well, apart from the African drumming. There. No sooner I mention it, it starts again. I'll have to go and investigate. Right, go see what that noise is. Excuse me, but there's a terrible noise coming. Sabrina and I have had the most wonderful time at number 65, learning the female courting rituals of the Astarte tribe. Sarah, my neighbour, is a princess from it. Oh, the drum rhythms are compulsive. Everyone, from pensioners to kids, gyrates madly. Apparently, in Africa, age is no handicap. Oh, I feel like a girl again. I could teach Karen and Leslie something about dancing and courting. Next week, we're having a session with the male members. A bosom bounce and a hip wobble. B. Come on, Chuck.
St Urban, Melbourne, Australia. Oh, well, go on then, why not? Just for revivification. Oh. Right. Dear Vera, please excuse the wholly inappropriate card. It was all I had in my stationery box until I get time to go to the shops again. Because I am currently in loco parentis solo mio, as Leslie and Karen have gone off again to Kookaburra's Rest in Lira Lira. Apparently they're going to have a week's holiday because they are both suffering from exhaustion. Not that I feel left out. Oh, a big thank you to you from Cheryl, Marie and Nelson for the lovely clothes. And yes, the baby trainers are ever so sweet. And after a good scrubbing, I was able to get the stains out of the left one. As you'll see from the enclosed photo, Nelson's already grown in length since you first saw his picture. So until I find time to let his dungarees down, and I don't know how I will find time, he's at fashionable pedal pusher length. Thank you very much also for encouraging me back to the pleasant pastime of penning poems. Not that I get much time for it, but when I do, I feel like a proper lady writer, squeezing in visits from the muse between household duties and childcare. Ode enclosed for your perusal.
Oh, no. Not more doggerel, please. I was going to be polite.
Oh, any news from Howard about the vet?
No.
Much love from your poet pen pal, Irene, from Cheryl Marie, and from your grandson, Nelson Wilfred Charles St. John. Oh, P.S. Your Karen's very eco, isn't she? She said it would take a forest the size of Wales to provide enough raw materials to keep Nelson in disposable nappies until he's potty trained, and that she had more respect for the planet than that. So I'm back washing toweling nappies after a 30-year gap. Oh, are blue bags still available in England, you know? Because even when I boil them, these things, they come out beige.
Dear Howard, Karen has given your nephew a string of names longer than royalty, but for everyday purposes, he'll be known as Nelson. I suppose a christening is out of the question, but do drop her a line. And by the way, just remind me, was that nice vet of yours called St. John?
St. John.
Mumsy. Britannia, an Ode by Irene Spencer. Oh, Lord.
Oh, England.
Oh, shut up.
You're so far away. I wish that I could visit you, if only for a day. But I am needed here, my dear, to watch or tour your babes, to keep them safe and sound for you across the briny waves. If only I could see your face, I'd worship at your feet. I'd wave at smiling bobbies, and I'd keep my garden neat. Oh, England, you're the best there is. How could I have forgot? But I am here, and you are there, and my heart aches quite a lot.
Dear Irene, I'm really worried about you. Perhaps it's poetic license, but you're euphemising an England which hasn't existed since the 1950s. It's clear you're very
Homesick. That's what the muse was trying to tell me. Sometimes it takes an outsider to help you see the obvious. And there's no one more obvious than Vera.
By the way, I've looked everywhere for Dolly Blues, as they used to be called, but like so much else, they haven't survived the onslaught of modernisation. Are you perhaps feeding Nelson too much spinach?
No.
I recall my mother used to complain about the colour of tripe, which, as cows eat grass, was in its natural state green. I believe she used to soak it in bleach before putting it on my father's plate with gravy and onions. I don't think she ever used Dolly Blue. But that, as I was saying, was in the old days. I haven't seen tripe on sale for years. Makes one wonder with all these newfangled farming methods whether cows still have stomachs. Foo-foo. When yams are tender, bash them. Surely it's you who should be taking a holiday. Why don't you come home for one? You're welcome to stay here and share the joys of Candida Court. You'll love my burgeoning erotic tropical plants. The communal central heating is extraordinarily efficient. The council have a one-heat-fits-all policy, apparently, which must be lovely for the equatorial residents. Do reply soon, my dear, but preferably not in ode form. Hola, love. Be Sabrina. Well, it looks nothing like the picture.
Howie at Sheep Dippers. Darling Mumsy. It's funny you should mention our vet St. John. He's been asking about the family. Well, about Karen, to be specific. Waxing lyrical about their shared moments over entrails in the sheep shed. Told the dear boy about the new edition and he got quite excited. Oh,
Slut.
Says he can't wait to see Nelson. I've sent Karen a gorgeous baby boiler suit that Anthony made out of sheepskin. And I've asked her for some photographs. Is she coming home? Anthony would adore a baby. You know how broody she gets. Besides, we miss Karen for the milking. The sheep, obviously. Your loving son, Howie.
A vet? Waxing lyrical about Karen? A vet? A professional in the family? Excuse me, Your Majesty. May I present my son-in-law, St. John? He's a veterinarian surgeon.
Dear V, you will never guess what's happening now. Never, never, never in a million years. I am reeling from shock. I can't believe it. I mean, I know that I've been busy, but I can't have been so blind. Leslie is marrying her boss. Or at least she intends to, once he gets a divorce from the very angry lady who called round to see me while Leslie and Karen were in Lira Lira. Can I help you? It turns out that my daughter has been having an affair with the lady's husband for a year. Apparently, Brian, for that is his nomenclature, was in Lira Lira with them. His wife had him followed by a private detective. You may think this is shocking enough, but Vera, no, there's more. When Leslie got back from a holiday, I confronted her with my new and terrible knowledge and begged her in the name of decency to leave the poor husband alone. And she said, bold as brass,
I'm up the spout, you blind old bat! And it's Brian's.
I am going to be a granny again in 5 months' time. I hope you're sitting down because there's more. No sooner had I sat down with the small sherry just to digest the news that there was a knock on the door. I went to answer it, and in bounced a tall blonde man with extraordinarily long legs, and he dashed past me yelling,
Daddy's home! That's my little lamb. Hello?
Naturally, thinking this was Brian and knowing now from the whole Damon experience that a lot of men are very, very naive about how babies are made. So I just told him, I said, the baby is still in Leslie's tummy and it will be staying there for some time and he'd just have to learn to wait. Well, I knew I'd made a mistake right away when he asked me who Leslie was. But I had no idea how erroneous I had been until he sweetly apologised and said he was looking for Karen and Nelson Small. It was St. John the vet, come all the way from Great Shagthorne.
Professional and responsible. A proper new daddy, Rexy.
As I write, Leslie is canoodling in her bedroom with Brian. Karen is curled up with St. John in what used to be my room. And I am on this very hard sofa, forced to make my bed here. Heaven knows what tomorrow will bring, Vera. I'm wrung out. Yours, shell-shocked. Irene.
Mumsy?
Howie.
It's Horrorsville here. Total chaos. St. John, the vet, just took off in the middle of the insemination season and hiked over to Australia, saying his own offspring was more important than ours. If you ask me, he's been a bit too free with his services. The sheep are wandering around bleating madly. So is Anthony. He can't manage to impregnate them on his own. And he knows that I faint at the sight of a syringe. Oh, he gets terribly cross with me. But as I say, at least it ensures I'll never become a drug addict.
Howie?
Vera, you absolutely must persuade St. John to come back. He's indispensable. Even if he is usually out of it on animal tranquilizers. That's why we're so late with the sheep. It took us months to drag him from his hovel.
Drugs? Hovel? Oh, I might have known there'd be a catch with Karen. Vet or no wretched vet.
We'll even put up with Karen for his sake, and of course would welcome the baby.
Yes, a baby of our very own. There's a pair of fabby sheepskin boots waiting for him, and I've already started casting the runes for his future. I definitely see him as a sheep person.
Though I've pointed out the little chap isn't an Aries, thank goodness.
Please, please, do what you can. Please, please do it.
I don't know that he'll cope if his maternal instincts are thwarted for much longer.
Oh, how they hanging, Reen? Oh, what's your brekkie, love?
Coffee, Reen.
Good morning, Mrs. Spencer. Gosh, you're in the thick of it here. What can we do to help?
Oh, toast?
My dear Irene. It never rains but it pours. Both our daughters with new men and new babies. Well, let's hope it's wedding bells all round. I don't care if that does make me sound old-fashioned. Drug addict or not, I'd sooner see Karen married again.
Oh, way to a man's heart, eh, Reen? All parts south, eh? Now, I'll tell you what, you get that right, love, and you are well on the way to being a happy little lady ever after.
And you must come home immediately.
I must come home immediately. I can't put up with this for another 5 months. New baby or no new baby.
You should bring Cheryl Marie too, if necessary. Leslie won't mind by the sound of it. And Brian certainly won't. I mean, in my opinion, men are a bit odd about adopting other males' children. I mean, if he was a lion, he'd probably eat her. Now, I don't think it's a good idea for you to go back to your lonely life in Heather Green. Particularly as you've so recently got over your breakdown. So, I'm going to have a word with our social worker, Miss Clinch, about finding a flat for you in my block. It's just one big happy family at Candida Court. So, I mean, you won't feel left out, I can assure you. This is a thriving multinational community. So, even Australians would be welcome. And by the way, while I'm sorting everything out, what are Karen and St. John's plans? Because Howard and Anthony are in complete meltdown at Sheep Dippers without St. John's talent for impregnation. So I've organised for the new family to move into Sheep Dippers. I mean, Karen is incapable of looking after anyone, let alone a newborn baby. And what with St. John's drug habit, they'll be much better off with the boys than they would be in some run-down hovel. And actually, I'll visit every few days to make sure everything's tickety-boo. Let me know when to expect you and Cheryl Marie. I mean, you can all stay with me while we wait for your flat. Oh, too much fruit.
Hey, is it okay with you if I have a quick shower, darling?
Oh, yes, certainly.
Beauty. Well, I'll say night then, Ring.
No.
Mwah. Hey, I'm going to have to start calling you Mum soon, aren't I?
Over my dead and rotting corpse.